everyone, it's Maria here from Pepperly Rose Paper Crafting. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Thank you all for joining me. Today I'm going to make a Christmas card and I will be using the Hearts Come Home stamp set. I'll be using that Santa, maybe this stars, there's a couple of stars here, and the Joy to the World sentiment in this. This is a fabulous set. And I'm also going to be using a Little Wild stamp set. I'll be using the back of that little bear. I think it's so cute. And the matching Little Loves Thinlit Dies. So we'll get started on this card. We're using Night of Navy cardstock. This is half an A4. I've cut it in half and I've scored it in half again, and that will give you an A6 card base. So I'm just going to burnish that score line. If you can hear any kind of like construction work going on, I am extremely sorry, but there is some works going on around at the moment. I'm not sure where that sound's coming from or when it's going to stop, but please bear with it. I'm very sorry, but it can't be helped. So I've just now scored that Night of Navy card base. So I'm going to do some ink blending, but before I do that, I am going to bring in my craft sheet, and I'm going to do a little stamping with my Stamparatus because I love this thing and I use it all the time. I'm going to take off these extra foam pieces. I'm going to grab my Little Wild stamp set, and I'm just going to grab the bear, and I'm just going to stamp that bear. Now I have the back image all stamped. Very cute. And I will need the Stamparatus later, but I'll leave it off for now. Just pop this over here. And I'm going to bring in some Whisper White cardstock. Now this piece is just slightly smaller than our card base, so you can use whatever card base you wish, guys. This is entirely flexible, but I'm going to use the entire front and we'll see what happens. Alright, so to start off with, I'm going to be using a variety of colours. So these are the colours I'll be using today. Night of Navy, Grapefruit Grove, Call Me Clover, Blueberry Bushel, Gorgeous Grape, Pineapple Punch, and Lovely Lipstick. These are going to be just sponged all over. I'm going to create a night scene, but I want a little bit of colour in it. So I'll start off with the I'll start off with my lightest colour. I'm going to start off with Pineapple Punch. takes a while to blend your pages, so do give it time and be patient, and you will have a beautiful result. So I'm going to grab my shimmer paint, and as I said, this is frost white. Let's give it a little shake, and I'm just going to bring in my scrap piece of paper here. Let that dry. So I think that looks fantastic. I love that it's got that fun look to it. So I'm just going to clean off this this thing here, the lid, and I'll just pop it back on. And I'm going to let that dry off for a little bit. Let this dry off. All right, now I'm going to bring back my image there, and I'm going to be using some scratch paper, and I've got my blender pen, and I will be using my watercolor pencils to color this gorgeous little thing in. I've just re-stamped it again, and this time I heat set it with my dryer. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start putting this together. So I'll just grab a pencil. Just give that a chance to dry, but it's almost immediate. So it's all done. Isn't that cute? I love it. So I'm going to bring you up now. Okay, I'll take away my pencils. I won't need these anymore. And with this, what I am going to do is do some, let me think, I'm going to now, yeah, use my Stamparatus, my Memento ink. Now, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp the Joy to the World. Now, it does warp a bit, so just warning you. We'll do the Joy to the World. I'll bring out my okay. Bring out the Joy to the World, and I'll position that on here. Make sure I secure that very well. Then I'm going to use my embossing buddy over the top. And this is heat set now, so it will not move. And I'm going to go all over this because I am going to be using these star stamps as well, and snow, just to make it look really cool. Alright, so yep, I've put that on there. Now I'm going to get my Versamark ink pad and ink that up. Oh no, it just moved. Oh, this is not working out for me at all. Oh, do it again. Wipe that off because I don't want a mess on there. Let's do that again. Make sure it goes up there like that. Okay, here we go again. Oh, I'm not having a good day of this. This has been an absolute disaster, let me tell you. It doesn't work out the way I want it to. So anyway, I'm just going to now ink this up again. And I'm going to emboss that in white. Okay, I'll take that off. Get my white embossing powder. Okay, just flick off any excess. I'm going to heat set that and then I will be back. Okay, so I've just finished embossing that Joy to the World, and what I want to do is I want to add the look of stars. So I've just brought a really old paintbrush that I've got here, and I'll bring out my white shimmer paint again, and I'll just pour some to the lid. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my paintbrush and I'm just going to give it a flick. So I can flick on some. And I'll give it another flick, and it is going everywhere, just to let you know, but just try and be just careful. Do another flick. It just gives like a very subtle flickers. Okay, I'll do that, put that away. So I'm not sure if you can see these flicks. Look really nice actually. And I'll bring my silver, oh no, my gold flick shimmer paint. Just give that a bit of a shake. Okay, this is the Champagne Mist. So it's more subtle than the gold. Oops. Let's see if I can get some in there. Just give it a flick. Okay, oh no. Let's see, now just, yeah, that's okay. I'll just kind of blend it out. I'll just bring my sponge dauber actually, and let's see if that will just blend it out. That's cool. All right. You can find these shimmer paints in the holiday catalogue. They are lots of fun, but they are messy, so just be warned, okay? All right, so I'm done with this now. I'll be back in a sec. I'm just going to get my hands washed and my paintbrush washed, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've just cleaned my hands up, but that's how it looks with the shimmer paint. And the extra, you know, this extra splashes of paint as well. So I'll leave this to the side for it to dry. Get rid of all this stuff. What I'm going to do now is with the image that I have watercoloured, with my watercolour pencils, I'm going to cut that out with the Little Loves Framelits. All cut out. So I'll just bring my card base with my panel here, and I've got my little bear watching this, but upon looking at it I feel it needs something down the bottom. But I don't know what it is. Just bear with me. I'm going to have a little think and I'll come back. Okay, so I had a little think about my design, and basically I need this area to be smaller. So what I'm going to use is a non-Stampin' Up item, and it is the Dynamics, what is it called? Pierced Rectangle Stacks. I'm not sure if they still sell these anymore, but I've had these in my stash for a few years. And I'm going to use it because it's got a nice pierced, it's got a really nice pierced, like stitching on it, but it's pierced rather than stitched. So it's going to be, it's the perfect size to cut this out. I'll see if I can get an even smaller one. Let's see. Yeah, this is even better. So I want to have this layering. So I'm going to cut that out using this rectangle with the piercing. And I think that will turn out better. Just bring my magnetic platform, cut this out. It's just a little big for what I'm after, so just cut that out, make sure it's straight. Yeah, make sure it's straight and have enough on either side of those joy to the world sentiment. And you know, as I've said many times, you can mix and match your supplies to suit the card that you want to make. No right or wrong. And if you have your equipment, why not use it? It doesn't matter what brand it is. So I really like that stitching kind of background to that. I think that looks beautiful. So I might just stick... See, I'll bring up the Big Shot again, but I'm just having a little think as to how I want this done. And I just want to have my little bear looking into the distance. So what I will do is I'm going to cut out another frame to go on this. And I will emboss it probably. And I'll have this sitting there, and I think that will layer on that card very nicely. So bear with me and I will be back. I've just brought some foil. I'm going to cut this out using my Big Shot, and I think foil will add a really nice touch behind that image, make it look blingy. And I'll just cut this excess triangular bit off so it can fit through my Big Shot. And just bring that over here, and I'll cut that out now. And I love that stitching detail. I think it looks beautiful. So sorry that the dies are non-Stampin' Up. But if I have certain things that I know will go well, why not use them? So I think that looks really cool like that too, doesn't it? I don't need to emboss that. I'm going to leave it as is. Sometimes keeping it simple is nice. So I have used a couple of non-Stampin' Up items, I'm afraid. But if I have these beautiful products, why not use them as well? So I'm going to get some glue, and I'm going to stick down the bottom of this. Oops, what's this from? Don't know what that's from. So I'll just stick the bottom part down, and I will put that towards the middle. Oops. Luckily I use liquid glue because that gives me the chance to square it on and make sure it's nice. Then I'm going to put this gorgeous thing on here, and I will stick that on with some glue. It was a schmozzle, and I'm very sorry, but sometimes you have an idea in your head. Doesn't quite work out, so you can work around it rather than scrapping the whole thing and starting again. So I think it's nice with the shimmer paint. It adds a really nice touch. So, and then I'm going to add my little bear here on the side, and I think it looks cute. I like the bear, so I'm just going to grab my dimensionals and I'll pop him up on dimensionals. I think he's too cute, just adorable. So that's the underside that I used. 1, 2, and 3. That will be all. Take that off. I'll just pop him down here. And I think that looks really cute, like he's looking outside of a window or something, the bear. Not exactly how I wanted it to work out to begin with, but I think it turned out okay. Let me know your thoughts. I've probably have stuffed it up, but sometimes you've just got to work with what you've got. But yeah, I hope you do like it anyway. So that's the bear close-up, all with the watercolour pencil. I love how he turned out. And I love how this turned out too. So have fun mixing colours using your shimmer paints. And these stamp sets, the Hearts Come Home and the A Little Wild and the Little Loves framelits can make like an animal themed Christmas card if you wish. So I'll just show you the shimmer up close so you can see that. I think that turned out really pretty, really nice. And the shimmer paints are available now in our new holiday catalogue. Thank you everyone for watching. Sorry it's just a schmozzle, but I hope in the end you did enjoy it. And if you've got other products as well, you can mix and match Stampin' Up with other, you know, non-Stampin' Up products quite easily. And you can make things work if otherwise they wouldn't work. All right, take care everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye.